All right, so let's talk about our clients page, okay? All right, so let's talk about clients. We already briefly touched upon this, but I want to make sure that you understand how this works. Really, the CRM here is where you find all of your clients' accounts. This is important to keep organized so you can quickly find your clients and interact with them. So let's talk about why we have accounts and contacts. Accounts, first of all, can either be a company or an individual. And in some cases, they can be something outside of that, like a trust, which we could categorize as other. So we have companies, individuals, and other. These are entities that you work with. These are the entities that you'll invoice, the account itself. An account is always linked to one or more contacts. Depending on how many people use it, um, this will, allow the communication to go through to all of the contacts. So if you email an account, it will email all of the contacts. And this is done by linking accounts to contacts so you can allow to have that kind of communication. Take a look at that in a second. So if I click on contacts here, these are my individual humans, I can say. Contacts are really the actual people, right, that you interact with. And our contact feature is where you can store all your personal details of the individual persons, like their email address. You have the ability to give them portal access. You have the ability to um, manipulate their phone number, their address. Some might not have that information, and that's absolutely okay. But these individual contacts will be linked to the accounts themselves. So for example, if I click on Alexis here, and you can see there's a general information. We have an email address here. We have a address section here. But if you look at the bottom, it says, what accounts is this contact linked to? It's linked to Fab LLC. If I click on Fab LLC, it will take me to that account. So that account of Fab LLC, if I click on info, and again, I just clicked on that section. I'll show you one more time just so you know what I did. I clicked on the contact, and at the bottom is said linked account, and I clicked on it. But also if I go to my accounts and if I look for Fab LLC and I open it and I click on info, I will see all of the contacts in here. Let me make this a little bit smaller. And here I have my contact, and I have a second contact in here as well, right? So we have the account. This is the account, Fab LLC. It's a company. And inside that company, I have two contacts. This can also be something like Alexis and Fabiola Garcia. That is a married couple, and these are our two contacts. You can have as many contacts as you need in each account. I hope that gives you a little bit more clarity on how this works. I'll quickly add a test account, and we could do it together if you'd like to have also your TaxDome open, and you can click on this along with me. You can click on new. Okay, once you click on new, you have the ability to choose, is this an individual or a company, right? In this case, I'll create an individual. This individual, let's say it's Roger, and I'll use my name on here, Roger Garcia. That's a client that I'm creating because they just walked in, and I wanted to create an account for them. The tags here are important to understand, and we'll talk about them more with how you set up the CSV file, which is your import list. So this is a tax client, so I did the tag 1040. These tags are items that I came up with. Tags are something that you come up with. You create the words, you look up, you can choose the colors, which is really great. But for now, I'm choosing a 1040. We have the team member. Who of my team member needs to have access to this account? I will add their names. And we'll talk about folder templates in a little bit, but folder templates are important to understand. These are the folders that they will have when their account is created. Notice there are some additional fields on here. TaxDome didn't have these fields originally. These are called custom fields that I added because I wanted them. And we'll talk about custom fields in a second, right? So I'm going to hit continue. And actually, yeah, I'm going to hit continue. And since Rogers doesn't exist here, I'm going to add a new contact. So I'm going to add Roger, his last name. Contact name automatically fills in, which you can still tailor, but I'll leave it as is. He's not part of a company, so that can be left blank. And really what you want to do is add an email address. I'll do a fake email here. And I want to toggle these on, because if I don't toggle these on, my client won't get notifications and they won't be able to get an invitation later on if I require to do it in bulk. And that will be a little bit more clear in the next session when we have our clients already uploaded. But for now, this is how you create an account. Do I want to send that invite to this client? I'm going to skip it for now, but you can send the invite. If that client's in front of you, you let them know, hey, I'm going to send you an invite so you can join the portal and you can set up your password. Great. So I've created my account. This is the name of my account. It's an individual and it's a 1040, and this is the contact. I can have more contacts on here. Maybe Roger is 18 and he wants his mom to be part of this and be able to access the account as well. I can add his mom as a contact as well, so that his mom can access the portal. So this is how you add a test account. I hope that you can create one as well. Try to use a real email address, not the one that you synchronized here up at the top right corner. Please use a different personal email so you can start testing and really send yourself that invite so you can start seeing the client experience. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our account. Give me a second here. All right, so really briefly, I want to make sure that as we look at an account, you know what these top sections are here. They generally are where you're going to look at documents, for example. You're going to have communication, where you can have chat communication with your client. You can create new chats. And these are kind of like just chatting with your client and asking them or having a conversation and getting clarity on certain things. Chats are great to do that. Organizers will be listed here, everything that has been sent to the client. And there's requests. Requests are specialized items that you can say, hey, you forgot to upload your W-2. Can you please provide that to me? Those are special requests that you can send. We have invoicing. We have emails on here. These emails have been synchronized. So for example, you can open up these emails. Notice that there's an attachment on here, and I can save this to TaxDome directly. So I want you to get familiar, click around, look at how all of these look like. Yours will probably be blank because you haven't sent anything, but this is where you're going to explore all of the personal data for this specific client. All right, so I want to actually hyper focus on how the heck are you going to bring in all of your clients in here, right? That's probably the most important part. So if we click on import, you're going to see this slide out. These sections here are for you to upload a whole list of clients. Depending on your software, you want to make sure that you export the right information. The right information is first and last name, if they have email addresses, if they have addresses for their mailing address, for example, or just address for their business, and their account name, whether it's their personal account or it's a business. So you're going to click on download CSV sample so you can take a look at the sample that we have. And I am actually going to share how that looks like.